Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day you're watching this episode. I hope you're having a good day. Welcome to episode... Wait a second, what episode is that? I've lost count. Episode 48. We're creeping towards number 50, aren't we? Once again, I'd just like to reiterate my emotions. My thanks towards you guys, essentially, for the support on this series. It really is very humbling. I love the fact that you're loving this series because I'm really enjoying it, and I hope that comes across that I'm really enjoying this series. I think there's been series in the past where maybe over time it's looked obvious that perhaps I'm not enjoying it anymore, but this is just incredible. It's just an unbelievable story. I love stories, and the game is creating the stories. That is the beautiful thing about Football Manager. It creates a narrative by itself, and you can I help that by winning games, by being a good manager, by putting extra little features into my videos. And oh, it's brilliant. It really is. Today we're taking on Eastleigh and we're taking on Slough Town in the FA Trophy second round. I thought we'd take on Slough because they're a weaker team and I want you to see me scoring some goals for once, because more often than not we draw far too many games in live comms, don't we? Of course we did manage to win against Fleetwood Town a couple episodes ago in the FA Cup first round, but league games wise, I don't know what's going on. We don't seem to win too many games on camera, do we? They're camera shy, these players. It's just, maybe I should send them to drama school or something and get used to being in front of a camera. Now, I should really have done something. I should have done an episode featuring these three games. I did post on Twitter last week about this. 3 games in 3 days. Unfortunately, I didn't actually notice until I'd taken on Wrexham, then realised, wait a second, I'm playing tomorrow and I'm playing on the 3rd, the day after. This is ridiculous. What's going on? They're all league games as well. Why did they arrange these games to be on those days? I don't understand why they decided to do that. Thing is, it was pretty much every team playing every day. It wasn't just some weird thing that had happened whereby we'd had a game postponed and they decided to place it in the middle of these games. They actually arranged 3 games in 3 days. Look at all those teams playing on the 1st. Happy New Year, eh? Bloody hell. I mean, most of these players have probably got hangovers. They're part-time players. Well, some of them are professional, but still, they're playing in non-league. The next day, 2nd of January, they play another game. And the 3rd. What is going on there? And we actually managed to win that last game. I had to mix and match, of course, over those 3 games. And one of them was a bit unfortunate, as you can see from the result. But let's start from the very beginning. Let's start at the very beginning. Not the very beginning. We're not going back in time many years. No, we're starting with the Barrow defeat. So we crashed out of the FA Cup, didn't we, in the last episode? Bit unfortunate against higher opposition, and it was in extra time. But against Barrow, a team that beat us on the first day of the season and looks set to be doing pretty well this year, playoff team I would say, we lost. They went into the lead, 23rd minute, and then Dibber equalised in the 51st minute. But after that, it was a very bizarre game. So this was the equaliser from Patrick Dibber, our guy from the Congo. Walker placed it into Dibber, slammed it home. Pretty good finish there, wasn't it? Slamming it into the right-hand side of the goal. Nice stuff. But then there was an own goal from Danny Bai. Another own goal from Danny Bai, very odd. And that put them 2-1 up. Crossed in from Hoskins, and Bai just put out a head and nodded it past Sivzelis. Little bit unfortunate, probably his fault. But then we somehow conceded 2 penalties, and both of them were saved. We really should have lost by more than two goals to 1 today. Sivzelis pulled off 2 penalty saves in the same game. I've not seen any penalties saved on this game, and suddenly he pulled off 2. This is the first one. It's a brilliant save, actually, diving down to his left. The second one in the 88th minute, when I was pushing forwards, trying to get an equaliser. And I thought this was going to kill the game off. But straight at him, he was just going like this and stopped the ball. Bit of a bizarre one. He actually only got a 6.8 despite saving 2 penalties. That's a bit unfair, I think. In the next game, though, we won 1-0 away from home against Aldershot Town, crucial goal in injury time from Lee Orford, who has started to play very well over the last few games. This was the goal. Chris Scott, he's just brilliant. He gets goals, he gets assists, and he got the assist for that one. Orford tucking it away, and that was the winner in the end. We then beat Kidderminster 1-0 thanks to another 45th minute goal from Lee Orford just at the end of the first half. Scraped past these two teams, but that's what you need to do if you want to get promoted. You need to win these games 1-0. Lovely little finish from a great cross from Spencer Drury this time. Then against Wrexham, 2-2. They went 1-0 up. We got back into it thanks to an own goal. But they really did destroy us in this game. You can see the match stats on the left-hand side. 22 shots to our 9. 60% possession for them. And we were fortunate to get an equaliser. And then we were extremely fortunate to go 2-1 up considering the statistics. But counter-attacking football, I suppose. Had it on attacking though, I think. Tim Green, lovely ball in. Chick hit the crossbar. And Palmer with the easy tap-in for his seventh goal of the season. Our youngest striker in the first team. And he's a bit inconsistent, but he is the youngest man. So that's acceptable. They did get an equaliser in the 70th minute, unfortunately. We couldn't hold them out. They were just all over us for this game. We were really lucky to get a draw, to be honest. Near post. No one went across to mark him. And that finished 2-2. Then a really unfortunate game against Regen Rovers. Now, I had to put a weaker team up because it's the day after the Wrexham game. What is going on there with the game? I don't know. Just sucks, to be honest. And I'd actually dropped Howcroft to the under-23s. But then I had to bring him in for this game because the player that I did replace him with, Glover, the Scottish right back, was injured. So I had to play Howcroft instead of Tim Green in this game. I replaced I think I replaced every player apart from Lee Sivzelis because obviously the team were knackered, but the defence were awful. They weren't used to playing together. Holmes, Lawrence and JJ all over the place. They went 1-0 up in the 15th minute. They went 2-0 up in the 29th minute. We did get a goal back through Howcroft in the 49th minute, but we were out of this game for most of it. We were fortunate, I suppose, to manage to score 3 goals in this game because they had 22 shots to our 12, 56% possession. They were the better team, and the scoreline's a little bit flattering for us, I guess. They then made it 3-1 in the 54th minute before we actually managed to get it back to 3-3. So it was a bit heartbreaking in the end that we did lose it. But we did deserve to lose, let's be frank. Berry with the cross in, Drury with the finish at the near post. And then he scored another goal 5 minutes later in the 82nd minute. Berry into Drury, brilliant finish. Berry with 2 more assists. Great player. He's not scoring at the moment, but contributed in this game. James Norwood with the winning goal in the 89th minute. Heartbreaking stuff. Howcroft, his clearance wasn't good enough. The defence, JJ was just punished. And they won the game 4-3. And that's the reason why Howcroft's out the team. He just does silly things like that. He did score, but I've dropped him to the under-23s for that reason. However, a really good win considering the circumstances. Obviously, Bourne Wood are in the same circumstances, having to play 3 games in 3 days. And basically the first team from that Wrexham game came back in. They're obviously still quite tired from 2 days previously. And you can see, look at their team, they were just completely shattered. My team, not too bad. Danny Bye down to 56% at the end of the game. Dibber on 60%. Lee Orford with another crucial goal. He likes to get goals in 1-0 wins, doesn't he? He likes to be the hero. Scott running down, crossing it in. Chick heading it down beautifully. And it's a lovely little scissor kick finish from Orford there at the far post for his 6th goal of the season. And we are going to focus on Lee Orford in Player Diaries today. Mr. Lee Orford is the first player to feature on this new style Player Diaries feature. Now, I've changed it up. I wasn't completely happy with us just doing analysis. I thought about doing this previously, but a couple of people have commented suggesting this, so I thought, let's do it, see how it goes. So, the first aspect of Player Diaries, we'll get to know a little bit about Lee, or the player in question, and then we will analyse one good performance from them in a little bit of detail, but not too much. Don't want to go analytical overload. So Lee Orford is a striker, of course. He's 21 years old. He was born in London, and you know he's I guess a normal sized height for a footballer, 182 centimetres, 6 foot, almost 6 foot, 78 kilograms. He works in telesales during the day, obviously part-time footballer for Regen Rovers. He is currently only on a non-contract, so he's trying to earn as much money as possible in his day job, just in case football doesn't work out for him. Because for a lot of these players, they probably won't ever be full-time footballers. So he's working hard, earning money, living in a shared house in Reigate with good old Dale Wall, Chris Holmes and Adam Fox. A lot of our players are in shared homes. Some of them have girlfriends. A couple of the players are married now. A lot of footballers do marry quite young, of course. And we'll find out about some of the married players in future player diaries, I guess. But yeah, Orford's having a nice time with Dale Wall, Chris Holmes and Adam Fox. Not too nice a time, I may add. But they're renting, a 4-bedroom semi-detached house and enjoying life. So the game we are going to focus on is this 1-0 win against Boreham Wood most recently. He got the winning goal, got 7.2 rating as well. Danny Bai was the man of the match, but he actually came on in the 61st minute. That's what he is. He's often a super sub, and it works really well for him. You can see shots-wise, he did actually have a lot of shots in this game, though. If we look at those missed shots, they were all outside the box, and at this point, I was pretty annoyed with him because he was having these long-range shots from, if we just have a look at this one, for example, it's a good effort. To be fair, it's a powerful effort, but I was getting frustrated. I thought, why aren't you passing the ball here, Lee? He's just slamming it wide, and it was annoying me. It was irritating me, and I thought, I brought you on to be a super sub. Don't do this. But then, of course, he did get the winning goal with a fabulous finish, to be fair. Look at the goal from this aspect. Scott crossing it in. Chick got his head to it, and look at that finish. Brilliant stuff into the far corner. So finally, it paid off for him, but sometimes strikers, they have a few shots at a game, and they're just frustrating you, and they eventually get the goal, and I suppose that's what matters at the end of the day. Passing wise, only four passes in this entire game. He was keeping hold of it a lot. He received 15 passes though, so that he was dribbling, having shots. His overall game wasn't great in this game, but as a poacher, what you need to do is stick the ball in the back of the net. He had 4 shots from outside the box. They weren't easy chances, he just decided to go for it. Wasn't particularly good in the air either. Only won 1 header, 4 headers missed across the pitch. But he took his half chance. And like I said, that's all that matters. So a pleasing performance overall, despite those negative points of having some crazy shots from far too far out. He got the winning goal, won us 3 points, and it leaves us in a very handy position. We are 3rd in the table. We're only 1 point behind York City. We are 7 points behind Stockport. They've got a game in hand. They look like the team that's going to run away with this, but I think it's going to be about the playoffs this season for us. It's so close though, as you can see. Lots of teams just budging up behind us, waiting for us to slip up, or one of the other teams to slip up. It's going to be a real battle in this second half, well, final third of the season, I suppose. And today we've got Eastleigh again. It's time for another Paul's Big Day Out. Yes, another Paul's Big Day Out feature for Eastleigh, because I live locally. Although Bishop's Waltham is not in Eastleigh, or it's about 10 minutes away, I guess, from Eastleigh, from the east side of Eastleigh. And it's a lovely little town. It's got a nice English heritage ruin, Bishop's Waltham Palace. It's a nice little market town. If you're from abroad and you want to go to like a traditional old-fashioned English town, go to Bishop's Waltham, because it's not really changed a huge amount over the years. There's a few modern houses on the outskirts, but the middle it's really quaint. I like it a lot, and it's only 10 minutes away from where I live. Well, less than 10 minutes away from where I live, really, and it's just a nice place to go to relax. Sometimes go there for lunchtime. As I work from home, I can just drive there, and it's nice. Go there if you're in the area. You might bump into me, who knows? This is the team I am going with. Sibs Ellis in goal, Walker Byte and Lofts. Now Lofts has been okay recently on that left hand side. Not amazing, but he's been better than the other defenders that I've placed there. So that's pretty much the reason why he's keeping his place. If I can find another centre back that slots in there, then I will. The other guys, they just haven't really impressed me. Tim Green has been impressive. He has been really great as the inverted wing back, coming into the middle. He's an all-rounded player. He's quite scary looking, as you can see there. Bloody hell. But he's a good all-round player, which I think is why he suits the inverted wing-back role quite well. Warren on the other side is doing okay this season. 6.85 average rating. He's done better than Watalasubi there. And also better than our youngster Kevin Miguel, who will eventually develop into a first-team player. I hope, anyway. Marlowe and Dibber in the middle. Those seem to be the two standard players for us. Marlowe is the more defensive player this year. Dibber is doing well as that left-hand side guy, sort of supporting the strikers at times. And we're going with Palmer, Berry and Orford up front. Orford's in form. Let's start him. Give him a chance. Starting from minute 1. Berry has been great this season, but died a little bit lately. But did manage to pick up 2 assists, remember. And Palmer, our youngest striker, looking to impress. I hope he can score goals today. We've got Chris Scott and Spencer Drury on the bench, and Brady Chick as well. So I've got lots of firepower available to me. Just had some sour cream and onion Pringles to fuel me for this game. My all-time favourite flavour of Pringle. You know, there's other flavours that come and go and you fall in love with for a brief period of time. But sour cream and onion, you just keep going back to them. Marvellous. Marvellous stuff. Gone are the days though when I was at uni and I'd eat a whole a whole tube in one go. Yeah, it's probably not a good idea these days. We have to be winning this game against Eastleigh if we want to prove that we are up for the playoffs. I'm going to just try and motivate everyone on the pitch here. I like a motivated team and a happy team as well. It's good to be happy. Let's get on with this. Come on, you younglings. Here we go. Attacking from the start. Nothing's happening. Oh, a highlight. Okay, Berry into Palmer. Young Craig Palmer into Tim Green. Marlowe, Warren, Orford. Lovely play back to Warren, Orford. Oh, what a finish. Left-footed, slams it home. He's in form. Seventh goal of the season. He's proven to be why he is the featured player today for Player Diaries. This was a great one too, though, between them. Warren finally put the ball back in. Just square ball. Powered it home past the keeper at the near post. Lovely stuff. And it's been a quiet game overall, apart from that opportunity. 3 shots to us, 5 to them. That was a half chance, apparently. I wouldn't even say it was a half. Right, I suppose it is a half chance, just about. Let's keep it up, guys. You're doing well. Keep attacking, though. Go for a second goal. We want to make this comfortable. Sivzelis with the goal kick. Simple ball to Bai, who slams it up the pitch to no one, which is a little bit irritating. Don't know where Bradley Berry was there. Here's Marlowe. Puts it through. Palmer can't get on the end of that one. But Bradley Berry picks this up. What's he going to do? Dribbles it. Passes it to Orford. Orford into Bradley Berry. Into Dibber. Lovely play. Dibber. Good ball to Tim Green. Can he put a cross? And he does. Palmer. 2-0. Brilliant stuff from those two. The wing-backs, the inverted wing-backs, got down the size, just like normal wing-backs to be fair, and put in great crosses both times. But this is an exceptional header from Palmer. There's no one marking him, but he put it right into the top left-hand corner. Crossed the keeper. Excellent stuff. And we're 2-0 up. Green into Palmer again. Can we get a third and kill this game off? It's Dibber on the ball. It's into Bradley Berry, who hasn't scored for a while, looking for a goal. Orford, delightful ball to Stuart Warren, who goes for the shot. It's blocked and they can counter here, but Danny Bai mops up easily. Pumps it back up the pitch. Is this still an opportunity? Here's Dibber again. Dibber, sensible ball back to Walker. Now Tim Green, dangerous down that right hand side. Can maybe put another cross in. He does. And somehow Palmer hit the post from like a yard out. It was at a strange angle, to be fair, but a little bit disappointing that didn't go in. Now we're gonna just calm it down, as I say, and this is when things go wrong, I suppose, for us. Bradley Berry's going to come off for Brady Chick, who will play as a target man for us now, and Marlowe's going to come off for Chris Holmes. Whoops. Yeah, Chris Holmes will come on for Marlowe, and Walker will pop into midfield, and Holmes will drop back to the back three. Maybe mixing it up isn't a great idea, but Reece Walker tends to like playing in that midfield role towards the end of the game. He seems to solidify the team quite nicely. Commentator's curse is about to occur, isn't it? Here's Chris Holmes, knocking the ball up to Brady Chick, who can't win the header, but puts pressure on the defenders, and we do win the second ball. Palmer, into Dibber, he can hit them. It's back to Stuart Warren, who loses the ball. That is disappointing. He really should have just got rid of it rather than trying to play it through 3 defenders there. Go for the adventurous through ball, and it didn't work. And now Eastleigh can maybe get a goal back here. They're down the left-hand side. It's a good block initially, but they're still on the ball. And this is surely a goal. It is. It's 2-1. I can't hold on to Leeds, can I? We're going back to attack him. I don't even care. We're going back to attack him because inevitably they're going to get another goal, aren't they? So let's just attack and try and regain our 2-goal lead. Oh no, it's a corner. It's a corner headed away by Danny Boy. Palmer can break. Come on, Palmer. Slams it over for Orford. Orford, you have to score here. The defender's catching up though and he's fired it wide. He got so much power behind it. I'm going to take him off. I'm going to bring on Chris Scott, who's dangerous for us, creatively and as a poacher. That was unfortunate. We could have killed the game off there for good. Can we hang on? Going back to attacking seems to have worked, but there's 30 seconds for Eastleigh to get a goal. Oh no. Oh, well done Lofts. Reading that ball nicely. Couldn't quite clear it all the way up the pitch though. But that's how to play, and surely we can hang on to this now. They've actually had more shots than us in this game, but we get the win. 2-1, crucial victory. We made it a little bit difficult for ourselves in the end, but I'm pleased. I'm very pleased with that win. To go up to 54 points, 4 behind Stockport, who must have lost their game. They did. They lost against Wrexham, who are looking to try and catch them up as well, but they do still have the game in hand. Liam Simmons has been released, by the way, by Falkirk. That's really quite interesting. He just didn't make it in Scotland, did he? He didn't make it at all. He's growing a little bit of a moustache in his depressing days of having no club. It's tempting to re-sign him. I'm just curious to see how much he would want. He was useless for us. He was club captain for a couple of seasons, but he was atrocious at times. Non-contract, £375 a week. It's so tempting to bring him back. Even if it's just until the end of the season, then release him if he doesn't do well. Perhaps second time round he can do this for us. I'll offer him £300 per game on a non-contract basis at the moment. Maybe 325, and see if he comes. Just for old time's sake. Sign not an old legend, because he's not a legend, but just signed an old player that was club captain at one point. His life's gone to ruins. He might be homeless, living in a tent somewhere in the middle of Scotland right now, hoping to be reborn. There's been a few people saying, what's the point in keeping these players in the under-23s? Firstly, I know they're taking up the resources in terms of training, but I know there'll be a lot more disappointed people if I release these players compared to those of you that think I should just get rid of them. Maybe the ruthless lot amongst you. It depends on your personality whether you get connected to certain players or not. Now, I need to release a player. I did do a poll last week, but for you guys, for me, that was last week. For you guys, no, sorry, for me it was yesterday. For you guys it was last week when the episode went live, and the poll was to decide who should I release out of 6 players: Owusu, Yadom, Ulukunle, Sheriff, Markland and Ormsby. And the player with the least votes was Aidan Markland, who won the first ever Player of the Season award. But you guys you've not got a great affinity with him. Sheriff won the vote, 177 votes at the time of me recording this, and he's going to be released. Goodbye Aidan Markland. I will continue to follow you to see if you do find another club. You'll probably retire. And that's one of the reasons why I do keep hold of these players, because most of them will retire if I release them. 90% of the players I've released over the years have retired from club football or not found a club. If you look at all these players, for example, go back all the way to the second season. Dean Coles, Buchanan, Pearce, Wright, Smith, Afosu, they've all retired. The players that have got clubs, Clark and Doddington, were clubs that came in and signed those players, remember. But there's other players like Chris Holloway. Oh, he's retired as well. In fact, pretty much all of the players have retired. Can almost guarantee it. Yeah, these have all retired. I can't click on them. Certain players I have followed for whatever reason. He retired. Aqua is one of the players that hasn't retired. He's playing for Sheriff YC nowadays in Ireland. Chris Breach actually has a club, Farnborough. Charlie Morris is at King's Lynn. But everyone else has retired. Callum Davis, who scored a few goals for us, he's retired. Connor Todd has retired. Ben Jarvis has retired. They've all retired. So releasing them is a death sentence in a way, because they're just going to retire from the game. Certain ones that I follow, I can obviously see their history still, but there's just a connection, and I know there'll be disappointed people out there. If I release Dr. Jones, there'd be uproar. Some of you would be really upset with me, and because you've got a connection. There's no problem them being there. They're just sitting there doing nothing. It's fine. and I'm keeping him alive in football. And he's part of the story, and I would feel bad releasing him. Certain players will go. I mean, a lot of them will eventually be released, but we'll do them gradually over the series, just as you start to forget about certain players like Olukunle. But for now, you want me to keep him there, so I will. And there we go, Markland's gone. Just as Olukunle's picked up a virus, so he's out for 2 to 3 weeks. That was probably as a result of losing his mate Markland. In protest, he decided to give himself a virus. There's even people out there that have commented saying they want Dr. Jones back. They want him to be subbed on in a couple of games every season. But realistically, guys, you know, they're going to be useless. Dr. Jones doesn't even have a position in our current tactic anyway. He's an attacking midfielder. He doesn't fit into our system. That's probably where I draw the line. Maybe one day he might get a game, but we do have to have a little bit of a ruthless streak about this series, otherwise we won't get anywhere. And I've been relatively ruthless over the series. We've got rid of people. I've got rid of lots of people if they're just not good enough. I've given them a chance, but if they haven't grown as players, then they're out. Jordan Glover's just scored for the under-23s. Good to see him. He's my backup right wing back now. And Darren Miller with a goal. Actually, no, Glover got the assist, sorry. Miller and Mohamed with the goals. Mohamed's been doing quite well in the under-23s. 3 goals. He's from Ghana. 3 goals, 3 competitive goals. 4 in total. We're signing Liam Simmons. Some of you will be annoyed about this, I bet, because I'm signing an old player that has no relevance anymore. But you never know. Maybe he could make that left-hand centre-back position his own. I doubt he's improved at all at Falkirk. He's a 2-star player now for us, so he's obviously dropped off a bit. But that still says the potential is ridiculously high. It's not. He's not good enough, but let's play him against Slough and see how he gets on. He's returned to Regen Rovers. Why have they done that? I don't know. To make some of you guys happy. I don't think anyone liked Liam Simmons, but I'm a man that gives someone a second chance. Everyone deserves a second chance, I just said that. And he's our first signing since the summer. I said I wanted to find another centre-back. Let's give him another opportunity, eh? Going to play a bit of a different team against Slough. Going with Grant Moore in goal. I need to make some more changes. Tim Green, Glover's tired. We'll leave Tim Green in, but Stuart Warren's going to come out for Watala Subi. Marlowe's going to come out for young Kevin Miguel, who will play ball-winning midfielder role. Dibber will come out for... There's been a couple of people saying I should give Mackenzie a chance, so let's give him a chance, the American chap. Palmer's going to come out for Jack Young. I want to get him scoring again. He's only got 1 goal this season in the first team. Let's give him another chance. Miller's going to come in for Bradley Berry, and Orford's going to come out for Spencer Drury, who needs another opportunity to try and get back scoring goals. I've also put Phil Sawyer on the bench. Okay, Liam Simmons back in the team, number 33. Our old captain returns to play Slough Town. He's not match fit at all, but against Slough, we really should be good enough. And I'm going to throw in another Paul's Big Day Out. Little bit of a joke. No offence to people from Slough. I have been there a few times for meetings, but people, they tend to joke a little bit about Slough. It's got some lovely areas near it. Not saying that Slough's horrible, but I get you. Those of you that know Slough know what I mean. But anyway, go to Slough, visit it, experience a different aspect of England. I didn't see any problem with it, to be honest. I think it's all right, but people tend to use Slough as a joke. They used to quite a bit, I think, back in the 70s. Not sure nowadays. But go to Slough, go to a match, go and see Slough Town, go and see some non-league, regional level football. Here we go then, we should be thrashing. In fact, I'm going to go overload against them because we really should be beating Slough easily. Here's Jack Young, even with a slightly weaker team today. We've won a free kick, which Darren Miller will fancy if we get to see the highlight. Yes, we do. Come on, Miller. And he bends it in, top right-hand corner. 14 on free kicks against that keeper. Wasn't going to end well for Marquess in goal for Slough. Great free kick from him as well. And the home fans loved that one. We love a Darren Miller free kick, don't we? Keeper couldn't quite reach it. And we're 1-0 up after 1 minute. They'd only had 2% possession at that point in the game. That must have been them kicking off or something. But here comes Slough straight away. They're looking to cause problems. They are in fact causing problems, but Grant Moore in goal for the first time this season easily collects that and thumps it up the pitch. Miller back to Miguel, over the top for Jack Young. Jack Young, hits it wide. It's a corner. He hit it against the defender, and we've won a corner, which Miguel takes, crosses it in. The young 17-year-old Miller into Green, who can't find that, and Drury just clears that up at the back. Spencer Drury, of all people, back for us at corners. What's a Lasubi? Long throw up, but here comes Slough in the purple kits. Good stop by Danny By into Miller. Can we get a second here? Spencer Drury has to finish, and he does. 2-0 after 9 minutes. We should be seeing plenty of goals here today. I just wanted to show a game where we actually dominate for once, and you can see the attacking force that we do have available to us when they're on form. It's a nice little finish from Spencer Drury. Darren Miller's having a good game as well in the deep line forward role. Long ball over the top from Slough. Danny By clears that up. Back to Grant Waugh. Place it back to Danny By. Just sensible little passes. Simmons. We saw him on the ball there. Here's Darren Miller. Through to Jack Young. Can he get a goal today? Here's Tim Green. Crosses it in. It's knocked away. Back to Miguel. Into Mackenzie. And it's in the back of the net. Mackenzie, I think it was a shot, but Drury took over and got his second goal of the game. He is scoring goals against weaker opposition mainly. We need Spencer Drury to be scoring consistently because he's a top quality player for us. Just doesn't quite have the finishing attribute of some of our other strikers, I suppose. But he's good at most things as a poacher. Here's Darren Miller with a free kick, whipping it across. Danny By off the post. Unlucky for the captain. That should have been, well, could have been for it. It was a good header. And here's a free kick for Slough. Lots of highlights today, which is nice to see. But here comes Slough looking for maybe a consolation goal. Perhaps we should just go back to attacking now rather than overload. As Watalasubi intercepts. Here comes Miller. He can't quite get on the end of that. Watalasubi should easily mop up. And it's back to Grant Waugh, who knocks it up the pitch to Miguel, who heads that on to no one. And Slough can recycle possession here. And he skips past Tim Green a bit too easily. And they've got a goal back through Vassell. Isaac Vassell with the goal. They've got some real players, so they're not greyed out players. They've got some quality in their ranks, I suppose. Here's Tim Green into Jack Young. Back to Tim Green. Into Miguel. Plays it to Mackenzie. And Drury gets his hat-trick. It's a thumping finish. Can he beat Jack Young's goal record? Jack Young is the player who scored the most goals in the game, which is a hat-trick. A couple other players have got hat-tricks as well, including Palmer. Can Spencer Drury get 4 and get a new Regen Rovers record? It's a thumping finish from Spencer Drury. He's had a cracking game today. Will this be a 5th before half-time? It's a penalty, which means, I don't know who... Grant Waugh, I think, is the penalty taker. Yeah, it is. He scored a few penalties for the under-23s, by the way. Come on, Grant Waugh. Get a goal, my friend. Hasn't scored in the first team for a while. Up he steps. And he scores! Grant Waugh! Oh, that's brilliant. We love Grant Waugh. What a legend. He scores. He's still our second best penalty taker in the entire team. It's pretty hilarious. Very happy with that. I'm going to bring Miguel off. He's quite tired. We'll bring on Phil Sawyer. It's a convincing, easy win for us today. It's just nice to see a thrashing every now and then, isn't it? Positive. Puts me and you in a positive mood. Here's Jack Young. Skipping past that defender. Through to Drury. I really want Jack Young to score, but I don't think it's going to happen. Down the wing, Slough, are they going to get another goal? We're obviously very attacking today, so they do have the opportunity to score, and they do get another goal back. My defence aren't playing particularly well today, to be honest. Tim Green loses the ball, and it's not really Simmons' fault. It's more come from the other side of the pitch, as that's an awful finish from Vassell. I don't know, what's Simmons' rating? He's on a 6.8, not bad. Miller's picked up a knock. He's going to have to come off. He's going to come off for Lee Orford, who's our in-form man, of course. Walker into Green, into Jack Young, through to Mackenzie, who's tackled. That is poor from the American. What's he doing there? And Slough, will they get a third? Pretty ridiculous if they do, but here they come. Good header away by Simmons, but that's 3, and right, I thought it was going to be a thrashing. Why have we suddenly conceded 3 goals in this game? Oh, it was disallowed. Must have been a push. Jack Young's injured, so his day is over. Chris Scott's going to come on for him. The defence are just looking complacent by the looks of it, which is a little bit irritating. Assertively say, concentrate at the back, guys. Don't concede goals just because we've scored 5. Here's Lee Orford through to Scott. It's a great goal. It's a shame Jack Young wasn't in that position. It's not been Jack Young's season. Perhaps it's the end for him. Or maybe he'll resurge next season. Of course, he had that terrible injury season. He did actually score 10 goals in that season, though. He's only scored 1 this season. 10 is the least he's ever scored in a season for Regen Rovers, and it looks like he's going to have a very poor goal-scoring season this year. And Grant Waugh has now picked up an injury. Lots of injuries today against Slough. They're just beating us up for the sake of it now, I think. Green into Sawyer. I suppose you would do the same thing, wouldn't you, if a big team comes to you and just thrashes you. Here's Drury. He gets the 4th. He gets the Regen Rovers record. The first player to ever score 4 goals in one game for Regen Rovers. And it's 7-2. Chris Scott, lovely ball in. Orford, fantastic 3 ball past all those 4 players there. And Drury with the finish. And is that the end? Is that the last goal? Was there time for one more? Here's Mackenzie into Orford. Back to Mackenzie. Here's Phil Sawyer. Losing the ball. Maybe it's a time for a Slough 3rd goal. They've actually had 11 shots, and this is probably going to be a 12th. And it's actually a goal for Slough. To be fair, we've been pretty poor at the back, haven't we? And was that his hat-trick? I think it might be. He's done really well for them. It's a shame he's not a regen. Grant Waugh, with his injured finger, was unable to stop that. And it's going to finish 7-3. That's what happens when you have attacking football, I guess. They actually had 3 clear-cut chances, 6 half chances. That's more than us. And Vassell almost scores another one. The defence has been shaky. It's not really been the best debut for Simmons, although it's not. I wouldn't say it's been his fault at all. He's got 6.9. He looked uninterested, which is not good. And Walker and Bye got 7.0 despite those defensive errors. Well, not errors, but just they fell asleep, which is a bit annoying. Spencer Drury finishes on a 9.8. Mackenzie actually managed to pick up 2 assists and played quite well in midfield, so maybe we'll give him another chance soon. Yeah, Vassell got a hat-trick. Isaac Vassell. He's got 5 on finishing, 5 on composure, and he scored a hat-trick against my defence. Not great. Grant Waugh lets in 3, but gets a goal. Nice for him to get a goal. Well, thanks for watching today's episode. A couple of victories for the first time in a long time. It's been a positive episode. Please smash that like button. Let me know what your favourite Pringle flavour is in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next episode.